All right, we're just heading out of Hontoon Island State Park. They were doing quite a bit of construction, some with a barge out there.
A big crane.
Big crane, had a huge crane. I'll have that in one of my other videos. You'll be able to see the crane there if you watch some of my videos here on the Hontoon Island and the St. Johns River area. So we're heading back up, give you a little different perspective coming back out of here.
The other way.
It's funny how you'll go one way and things will look completely different when you're coming out the other way, you know. And basically the same thing now. They have this little canal on the left side, and that was on our right side coming down. Go figure. Who knew how that would work out? See the manatee on the mural on the right-hand side.
They do a lot of murals down here.
They do. Murals are big. I don't know who paints those, but I'm not an artiste or an artist or whatever you call it, but I can barely paint a barn.
If you look again, you might be able to see the house with the over top of the canal.
Yeah, there's a canal here on the left. I was saying that this house right up here, right straight ahead, has the house is built right over top of the canal, and so the house is above, and they big truck.
So much for that view, huh?
Yeah, so much for that view. The down below, you can get in your boat, you know, and the house is up top there. And she was a customer of mine that lived in that house, Kitty, and I can't remember her husband's name right off. I used to do a lot of sewing and upholstery work for her.
I don't know if I like that idea though, with the open river right over your house. I just think of snakes and everything that could come up, you know, and crawl up into the house. Ugh.
Well, it's possible. I mean, there is a lot of actually down here by the water moccasins, and I have seen them out here, and those things that can be pretty nasty. I saw one once. We were working on a boat up in Astor, and there was one on the river, and the lady was doing the work for us said, "Careful, there's a moccasin there." And I mean, I just literally jumped right off that dock into that boat. I'm not a snake fan. I do not like snakes. There's a manatee.
Mailbox, not a real one.
You tea lovers, I don't know if you could drink any manatee.
Manatee. Interesting.
Interesting, manatee. Well,
someday we'll go out to the springs or something when the manatees are out there. I don't know if they're still there. They
probably moved on now. It's really been pretty warm.
Yeah.
We're up in mid-80s now about every day. And so I kind of think the manatees have probably left.
They like it there because it's the water stays right at 72 degrees in the springs.
They get like me. They don't like the cold.
They don't like the cold. Well, they lost a few. It was so cold this year. There was quite a few manatees.
They had. I forget how many.
Due to the cold. I mean, it was like close to 100. I
That's
think.
I was thinking about 100 manatee. They're protected. The boats, they're so slow. They move their big old cow.
It's a
sea cow.
Sea cow.
And they don't move fast at all. The boats come and they hit them with the propellers, and a lot of times they'll hurt them, and sometimes they can even kill them with the boat propellers. So there's restrictions on the manatees. You know, you can't go so fast, and
wake zones.
Yeah, there's wake zones and all that. You know, so you have to be careful. They'll find you. Yeah, they'll find you big time. You know, so we're gonna pull off side here just a second. There's a big old truck. He likes to get on your butt and let him go on by.
There you go.
Yeah, no sense of them following you like they do. The big trucks like to do that. They like to be intimidating. And so, look like you're building a new barn or something there on the right-hand side. Somebody does house cleaning here. Once your house clean, you give them a call. They'll be right out. A few places for sale out along here. You got to have a big bank account as the yacht club.
Back and see the river or the lake.
It'd be nice to live out this direction here, but it'd be expensive. My ideal place to live would be far out enough that my neighbors could barely see me, and I wouldn't really want to see it. If they made a lot of noise, I might hear them, but I don't want to hear my neighbors. You know, I grew up on the farm. I really like that, being outside. Like, well, there's 2 houses there, but there's actually 3 houses there. All these developments like we live in, they cram houses in there, and never been, but you can't hardly get away from living in that kind of housing development anymore. Just about every place you go is that same way. You know, houses crammed on top of each other, and I don't know. Would I be called an introvert? Is that when somebody don't like? I only want to be around people when I want to be around them. You know, I just don't want them on top. So I don't know if I'm an introvert or not. But I like my space. You know,
homebody.
Yeah, homebody. I'm not one to just go out running a lot. So, but I do like my space. I see a big. I don't know if that's a hawk. I think it's just a buzzard. I don't know. It don't look like.
Oh, those 2 there?
Yeah, I don't
they're
know.
They're not hawks. No, they're not hawks.
Don't know if you could see them or not there. And there they are again. They're probably just buzzards. Yeah, they're just buzzards. We get a lot of bald eagles down here. We see tons of bald eagles. And thought maybe it could be a bald eagle. Anyways, we're heading back out from St. John's River, heading back towards Deland. All right, we're coming up here on Old New York. Nice big farm over straight across. So we're heading back out towards 44. And it's kind of a lot of cows, and you don't see a lot of dairy farms down here, but there are some around.
We've been by them.
I've been by a few, but not very many.
They're on the bike. We went by one day.
Another thing that's odd in the South here, you don't see cornfields. Growing up in Ohio, that's all you see is cornfields everywhere. There's more corn, I think, in Ohio than anywhere. I don't know if that's for a fact or not, but there's a lot of corn. Coming up here on the left-hand side was the circus, the Cole Brothers Circus, and they've been forever. I don't know the dates, but probably over 100 years, I'm guessing, that they've been. But they are no longer in existence. They went out of business about a year, maybe 2 years ago. But their winter home was right here on the left-hand side, which this used to be the Volusia County Fairgrounds years back, and now it's where the circus is. And I don't know if you've been there's a couple circus trucks. All the trucks in that are still sitting there. And this is the train depot right here. You can actually get the Amtrak and get off here in Deland, Florida at the Amtrak. The in-between is a little bar here. Looks like a bunch of bikers out riding, stopping for a brew. A lot of bikers love to go bar to bar to bar to bar. I can't say that I enjoy bar to bar to bar when I was a biker. A lot of guys, that's all they want to do is, you see more of them coming down. A lot of bikes are out. A lot of guys, when they ride, all they want to do is ride from bar to bar, and that was never my impression of riding a motorcycle. And they enjoy it, but it gets dangerous. Alcohol and car or motorcycle does not mix, you know, and so it wasn't something I always enjoyed. This house here's been sitting empty for a while. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. It's kind of a stuccoed house there, just kind of all by itself. I don't know if it's condemned or what, but there's another one up there on the left there. It looks the same way. They're just empty, you know, for whatever reason. Abandoned houses, there's videos on that people they go to abandoned houses and, you know, check them out. I think you would have to be careful, no trespassing on it. On up here on the left, there's a little place called Emmy's Timeout Tavern. It looks just like a little bar. It's German. If you want to go for the best prime rib around, that's right here on the left.
Good.
It is good. It's not inexpensive. It's not horrible, but it's not in it. But German food. Emmy herself is there. She comes around and makes sure everything's good.
She's from Heidelberg.
She's from Heidelberg, and but if you want a good prime rib, and you go there, I mean, it is just fabulous. We have a steakhouse right here on the right-hand side, actually left-hand side. I don't know my left from right, but this is Stockyard, and we've got steaks there. They're pretty good, and they usually have entertainment there at night. But that's called the Stockyard there, and the good place to grab a steak when you're in the Deland, Florida area. A lot of good places around. Some of them are inexpensive. Some of them are very expensive, depending on where you're going. You know, this right up here, New York Avenue, Old New York, is coming up here and runs right back into 44. So you this road makes a loop. You go on down by the river, comes back around, and you're right back out onto to 44. This is kind of a hard intersection. You almost have to twist around backwards to see if a car is coming, the way it sets up here. And so you have to be very, very careful when you stop here. I see a couple cars are coming, a motorcycle and a couple vehicles. So we gotta wait on them. A lot of motorcycles out here today. One more truck and we can take off again. It's so hard, especially when you're older and twisting around's not easy. But yeah, you gotta be very careful. That's a hard intersection to come up out of. So now we're coming back up here to this will be the truck route. We're going to be coming back up towards, and I'm going to take just a little different jog back to where we live. Go down kind of through the edge of town in here. We're going to take 44 in through Deland. I'll show you some of the other sites around Deland here. Several churches out on this end of town. There's actually on here on the Spring Garden on 15A, there's a grocery store, there's a Winn-Dixie out here. You know, quite a few little different businesses on this end of town. All right, we're crossing over Spring Garden and heading down towards downtown. This coming in from the west. Oh yeah, some of the old homes. There's some old homes here in town. This guy up here, this door hanging open. Good way to get your door taken off, or even yourself.
Lose your legs or something.
Lose your legs. Looks like they've done a little road work up here.
One lane road ahead.
And got a little drive-through red barn.
It's about the only drive-through in the area, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. There used to be one out on 17. Or 92, out on 92, but it was only open for a short time and it closed down.
Oh no, that's a barbecue place now, Smoke and Jay's Barbecue.
And it changes every week.
That was a Mexican place. We went there. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good, but some areas like that, they seem like they change every week. This week, it's a barbecue.
There's some Amvets over there. Supposedly they're open. Some clubs like that are open to public. I don't know if that one is or not.
Yeah.
But those are good places to go and have a good dinner. They, do a lot of fundraising for their organization that way through their meals and stuff and dues and things like that. One of the main problems with them, though, is being a private club, they smoke. And we don't want to go into places like that smoke.
Yeah, I can't.
So,
especially if you're eating.
Yeah, I don't know if they're regulated like that down here or not. So hard to tell.
No, they do. This is a Catholic church here on the left. It's called St. Peter's Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's a nice church.
So it's a big Catholic church. Never been in it. There's up here on the left is a old hotel. And it's been closed up for quite a while. For a while, they was going to make it a home. This place here on the left, this big building. See, the windows are broken out, and I remember what the name of it was. My mind went blank.
Come up with it later.
They had an old saloon.
Putnam?
Yeah, the Putnam Hotel. That's what it was. And there's the old courthouse.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's used for business building, administration stuff now. They built a new courthouse several years back, but that's the old one.
Doesn't compare to this.
Yeah, this is kind of a neat little old courthouse. And one of these times I'm going to do a tour through downtown Deland. On the left here, you'll see a mural depicting the naval station over here at the airport. And again, another video I want to do one of these days is just come downtown and do a video on murals in downtown. We've got the across the street's a restaurant called The Table. Used to be, years ago, it was called Main Street Grill for years. Back when I was still in business, when it was Main Street, I used to do their booth seats, come down and cover their booth seats. I had to do it early in the morning, come down here by 6 o'clock, get them up, and have them back by 11 when they opened. They put a lot of restrictions on you to do it.
I liked it when it was Max on Main, which was the last one before, and all of a sudden it just closed one day. We don't know why, but they had really good mac and cheese, and their steaks were really good in here. It was a good
and it was
all around
fairly
restaurant.
decent price.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at the menu of this one; they're a little pricey in this one, and
we hadn't been in yet. So.
haven't been in. But I don't go to places that overcharge, and you can get good meals and not pay a lot.
Look over there at Main Street Center. It looks like it's got a brand new awning the whole way down. Doesn't it?
It might be. Those awnings were all off during. I don't think you can see it in the camera right now, but during the hurricane, it blew a lot of those awnings off.
Yeah.
And so, it looks like they made new awnings down through
nice.
there. There's a Boston Coffee House here, Pizza Hut. And this
pharmacy.
Little pharmacy. And we're still coming on the left hand. I don't know if you'll be able to see the new courthouse. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not, but this is the new courthouse where everything's done for the whole county. They bring them from all over. Volusia County is a big county, and but that's the new courthouse. There's a building over the tall building on the left. That's kind of low income for, I believe, mainly retired people.
Senior
housing.
College
College Arms, and but they, I guess if you're low on funds, you can possibly get an apartment there. Maybe they fund them or not. I'm not sure.
It reminds me of the kind of place, Worcester Towers, that Mom lived in. My mom lived in Worcester.
Your mom was in that?
It's a metro housing type thing. They kind of cut your, not your income, but your rent is based on your income and stuff. So
that's the way it should be.
Sliding scale.
Especially when you're retired, you work all your life, but you don't get much unless you were lucky to have big pensions or something. But if you just rely on Social Security, it's very minimal. I worked my entire life. I worked about 50 years before I really got to retire, and my Social Security is so little. It's amazing. Sometimes you need some help when you're retired. You worked your life, and now it's time to relax a little bit. Sky's clouding up. They said it was going to. Earlier when we took off, it was just not a cloud in the sky. Doesn't mean it's going to get cloudy. They'll say if you can see the clouds right now, they'll call this a cloudy day. Now we get some days that are completely cloudy, but today is going to be a cloudy day, and this is what we'll have. It'll be sunny. Once in a while, the clouds will cover the sun, but pretty much sunny all day long. It's amazing how much clouds you can see. It's pretty covered now, but yet sunshine's still shining. Just depends on where that cloud is at the time, letting the sun come through. It makes for beautiful sunsets. The pretty colors, it comes from the sun filtering through the clouds.
Looks nice.
If you look at one of my other videos that it's about sunset in my backyard, and you'll see some beautiful sunsets there. That was a pretty cool video there, so check it out.
Nice old oak tree. Look at that.
Big old oak. Graham's Kitchen.
Moss.
A lot of people like to go to Graham's Kitchen.
Been there.
I'm not a breakfast person, so usually breakfasts don't impress me. So I usually about 10 o'clock I'm really starting to get hungry, and then I'm eating lunch.
Mexican store.
It's a little. I'm not sure what's here now. They call it a breakfast. Welcome breakfast in a cup. Guy wanting to tailgate me right now.
Turning onto Hill Avenue.
Yeah, we're going down through Hill.
These little trees.
This is down through here. Is the other end is where the high school, Deland High School, comes in. These, school's such a dangerous place now. That's my opinion, but I don't think it's an opinion. It's a fact. right after this horrible shooting that they had here in the southern part of Florida. They were shooting fireworks. Somebody was shooting fireworks off. Yeah, look at this bull over here.
El Toro.
El Toro.
Matador. Yeah, fireworks at a school.
Yeah, at the school, somebody was shooting fireworks off. And could you imagine how frightening that would be to be a kid, that they just went through this mass shooting and you hear bang, bang, and you wouldn't know if that's a gun or fireworks. And luckily it was just fireworks. But I don't know if they caught them or not. But if they did, these kids need to be prosecuted, you know. Send them to jail. They're out of control.
Yeah, they think it's funny. It's not funny. It's just nowadays it's just kids are thinking it's a joke. It's like, oh, ha ha ha, look at this, is funny, and kids are getting killed and they're scared.
No, it's. I'd hate to think about being in school.
Think about what you're doing.
It was horrible when I was in school, and that's been 45-ish years ago. And I hated school because you get picked on, but now you get shot. And so right up here is, this is Deland High School. It's a big school. They make these schools way too big. Too much sporting events, too much, you know, stuff that doesn't need to be in school. But anyway, this is Deland High School. I've been in it once, and I was trying to think what that was for. But right now, as you can see here, there's actually, I don't know if something's going on, but
it looks like it's locked down.
It looks like it is locked down. The school is locked down. Cops are sitting at the gates. Cars are lined up on the roads.
They're probably coming to get the kids for some reason.
And for some reason, it looks like the school is locked down. This is just random. It's funny. I was talking about the junk in school, and you go by and look.
It looks like it's locked down.
Looks like a lockdown, you know, the way people are. People need to learn courtesy, just like the truck behind me that's tailgating me all the way up through here, to be courtesy and polite to people. And it's the attitude that's gone on in this country nowadays. It needs to change on. So,
and maybe they're locking the school down now.
I don't know. Maybe that's standard procedure now. Maybe schools are locked down because of what's went on, and you know, it's going to become the common. But it's like prison. You know, I used to jokingly joke around about school as prison because that's the way it felt to me. But nothing like today when you're actually locked into school. You know, this went by. This guy's going to go around because he's more important. This is the attitude right there. Is the attitude that people have nowadays, and it needs to change. You know, this guy was worried because I wasn't going as fast as he wanted to go.
And we're already split over the speed limit.
Speed limit's 30. I'm doing 42 mile an hour right now. I'm going over the speed limit.
And he went flying around.
And he went flying around us. You know, this is what our country. It seems like I always get off on this stuff because it's just so prevalent in our society anymore. You know. But anyways, we'll find out if there's anything more going on, or if that's common. The school is locked down like that. We'll search that out a little bit more. We're coming back out here on the State Route 92, International Speedway Boulevard. We just hope you enjoyed our little tour. We just kind of took through town. We've been out to the river. We've been out to Hontoon Island, and just a little cruise around. We're heading back home for lunch. I hope you enjoyed our video today. If you did, give us a thumbs up, and do me a favor, share it. You know, share all my videos with your friends, and hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe. Just push the button, and you'll be notified when I have more videos up. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your day. We'll talk to you the next time.
Bye-bye.